Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with laughs, gags, and gossip. Now let's get into the mess. Hey family, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. I hope you can hear me. So if you see my cover, we're going to be talking about 50 Cent and everything that's going on since these allegations have been made about his baby's mom, Daphne Joy, and the fact that he's going to be filing, well, per US Weekly, he is in the process of filing for sole custody because it's been alleged that his baby mama, Daphne Joy, is a sex worker. So she's been named in that whole Diddy lawsuit. So I mean, there's so many people that are being drugged into this. It's gonna get bigger, it's gonna get worse. But anyway, before we start with that, I want to start with talking about, I keep saying I want to do something on Jay-Z because I believe that Jay-Z is going to be next up. So let me go ahead and share my screen on this. And let's talk about it. Okay, so this year, after Cassie filed her complaint, do y'all remember everybody was saying, oh my God, you know, that Jay-Z and Beyonce are not having their regular Rock Nation Grammy brunch, right? So right here, Jay-Z and Rock Nation record label will reportedly not be hosting their annual pre-Grammy brunch party this year. The 54-year-old rap Titans company has been holding the exclusive bash since 2011, with the event making a comeback in 2023 after taking a 2-year break amid the COVID pandemic. Now, check that out. They actually had the brunch last year, but this year they decided not to do it because of COVID. That doesn't make sense. If you came back last year, why wouldn't you be doing it again this year, right? So, I mean, that's really weird. But now it's making sense to me. I believe that the reason they didn't have the brunch, now that we're finding out all of this other stuff, is because Diddy has been on everybody's radar. Remember, Diddy has been at every one of those Rock Nation brunches. Him and Jay-Z go back, way back, and they're pretty tight. And so I think with all the drama surrounding the Cassie lawsuit, because that was back in November before this, whole thing came out with the raids, with Diddy being raided, I believe people started to look at him and started trying to distance themselves. Remember, all of the rumors and allegations started with people who were, TD Jakes, who's been at a Diddy party. So people started saying, I don't want to be affiliated with Diddy. So I believe that's why the brunch was actually canceled. They gave all of these excuses, and some people did say, yeah, they think that, Jay-Z did not want to uninvite Diddy. Remember, because Diddy was allegedly uninvited to the Grammys, not officially, but they just said, a lot of people didn't want to be around Diddy. They didn't want to sit by him. People were behind the scenes protesting. The bigwigs were having, talks about, well, what can we do legally? We can't. So remember this. They didn't want Diddy there, and some of the Grammy committee members didn't want him there, but they could not legally tell him he couldn't come because that could be a potential lawsuit. So, they want to avoid that at all costs. So I guess behind the scenes, they kind of came to the conclusion that for your best interest and for ours, it's just better that you just back out gracefully, which is what he did. So it's just, it's interesting that people are just distancing themselves. So another thing that came up about, people distancing themselves from Diddy is Kanye West. So this is on the Neighborhood Talk. It says, neighbors, it looks like Kanye is still keeping his distance from Diddy. According to sources close to the rapper, Diddy tried to talk to Kanye one-on-one at Rolling Loud Festival in Los Angeles this month, but Kanye declined. So we're starting to see a pattern where people are just like, oh, hell no, you need to stay as far away from me as possible, because any affiliation or association with Diddy means that you may be part of that FO crowd too, right? And a lot of these celebrities are having to come out and defend themselves because they have been named. I mean, some names have been redacted, but we're starting to find out who was at the parties. People are starting to post pictures of, people that have been at Diddy's parties. People are starting to come out with all these stories around Diddy. So I really believe that is the reason that I really believe that is the reason that I really believe that is the reason that they didn't have that Grammy brunch this year. So that's Jay-Z, because we know that everybody's saying that Jay-Z is next. But let's get into what we came to talk about, and that is 50 Cent and his baby mama. 50 Cent's baby mama is 50 Cent is going to be, trying to get sole custody. Okay, so let's get into this story right here. So it says 50 Cent breaks his silence after ex Daphne Joy accuses him of rape and physical abuse. Okay. So 50 Cent has been trolling her after it came out that she allegedly was, part of, named as a ex worker in the reports from Little Rodney, the guy who's suing Diddy. 50 Cent trolls everybody and he hates Diddy. So now we know where some of this hate stems from. It stems from the fact that Daphne dated Diddy and she is 50 Cent's baby mama, and their son, Sire, is 12 years old. So this beef goes way, way back. But I mean, it seemed like people were saying, come on, 50. Before all of this stuff came out, people were like, come on, you always taking shots at Diddy. Like, this has gone too far. This is a bit too much. But now we understand why. So it goes on to say 50 Cent has spoken out against his ex Daphne after she accused him of rape and abuse as they fight for custody of their son, Sire. The disturbing allegations in the sworn pleadings recently filed in a court case related to Daphne Joy, the mother of my 12-year-old child, has required me to take all necessary legal actions to protect my son, Sire. The rapper 48 said in a statement to US Weekly on Thursday today, the most recent false and baseless accusations by Daphne Joy are clearly in response to my decision to seek sole custody of my son. My son, Sire, is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time. Okay, so now we're going to get into let's break this down. 50 Cent wants to get sole custody of his son. Daphne is alleging that he has only spent limited time with his son. She's saying that, she moved like 2 miles away from him, and 50 rarely comes to see him. So let's kind of look at, is it possible that 50, based on these new allegations about her being a sex worker, could he actually get custody? And I say it's not cut and dry. Okay. People think that just because 50 Cent has money, which he's very well off. We know that. But that in and of itself in the judicial system does not necessarily mean that you're going to win the case and you're going to get sole custody of a kid. In most states, okay, in order for the other parent to get sole custody, you have to find the other parent, male or female, to be unfit, right? And generally the courts are a little hesitant to give sole custody because they believe that both parents should be a part of their kid's life unless the parent is a danger to that child. Trust me, I'm in California. I went through a really, really raggedy custody battle here. Okay. So I know like the back of my hand how these things work. Okay. So are these allegations true? The fact that she was named in a lawsuit doesn't necessarily mean that she's guilty. Because he's claiming that she's an ex-worker, where's the proof? What's her history? Has she ever gone to jail for that? Is there legitimate proof other than this, pleading this court case that little rod file, which now the actual case has been amended. So anytime you start amending a case, it starts to get weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, I mean, I'm sure a lot of the allegations that, he made against Diddy, I believe like a lot of them are probably true, right? But once you start amending the case and changing things, anytime you're in a court of law and you're redacting things, then you kind of start saying, well, okay, you're taking this away, you're moving this out. The lawsuit gets shakier and shakier, and more people are starting to come out and fight him. Like Daphne is claiming that she's going to file a claim to, hey Tawana, she's going to file a claim of defamation, saying that Little Rod is defaming her. Also, the Lucien, I'll probably get some of the names wrong. He's filing a suit, a counterclaim against Little Rod because he was named. So these people are starting to come. And so this isn't Diddy's defense team. These are people who were actually named. So you're going to have all of these parties fighting to get their names out of this case. They just want to be removed. And so a couple of things are going to happen. Either they're going to roll over and give up information, or maybe legitimately they can just be dismissed from the case. So that's what's going on now. So again, we don't know if the things that he is saying are true. Let's look at some of the things that she's alleging though. She's saying that, let's see, she made some comments. Oh wait, hold on. I clicked on the wrong thing. So she responded to him. Now we know that 50, he's been trolling her heavy for years, the same way he's been doing Diddy. So she says, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos into people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs for nothing? We moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of 2 years. So she's already setting up her defense as to why you don't deserve joint custody or sole custody. When a judge sees that you have only seen your son 10 times in 2 years, that's poor piss parenting right there. Piss poor parenting. So that right there, she's putting it out in the public, but you dang sure know that that's going to be in her, court case, the custody case. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never even earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me. So this is where she claims that he rapes her. Now, I'm going to come back to that. She says, you are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I've had for you as a father to preserve our family. With the last and final false claims made against me, you have broken our hearts for the last time. Okay, so that's what she's saying to him. So she's responding. It's funny how people start with you and get mad when you defend yourself. Family court, great. Play catch with your son. Play basketball. Teach him some fatherly things instead of trolling all damn day on IG. He lacks a father figure in his life. He needs male guidance. You're finally catching on. So again, she's starting to poke holes in the fact that he's a good dad. She's painting a picture that we know 50 has money, but remember, he has issues with his older son. He has said some horrific things about his older son. So if she has a good attorney, he's going to bring all of this to the judge as to why 50, even though he's got the money, he's the big name, he's not necessarily a good parent either. And I'm not saying either that like she isn't. I'm just saying that her defense will be, he hasn't even been part of this kid's life. Before the courts will rip a kid away from the custodial parent, they want to see stability in a kid's life. They're not going to just uproot a kid and give it to the other parent based on something like this. I believe. I don't believe. It just doesn't work that way. And especially if she hasn't been considered a danger to the kid. So again, it's saying that 50 is seeking sole custody. And then let's see. So they're talking about how they're going back and forth online. And, 50 Cent and his son's mother, Daphne, continue their online back and forth. He's denying the claims that he abused her. And he insists that she is only retaliating against him for sole custody of their son after Joy was named as an alleged graper. Okay. So again, she's just going back. Okay. So 50 Cent here, he posts this on IG. Now, mind you, that is the mother of his child. That is the mother of his child. If these allegations are even true, would you post this? I didn't know you was a sex. Oops. Okay, I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube. You were an ex worker. You little ex worker. LOA. Yo, this ish is a movie. Okay, that right there. The constant trolling. I mean, there's hundreds of things on IG or times that he's trolled Daphne online about her relationship with Diddy and just a lot of other things. There's this thing called parent alienation, and she's going to be able to show where he has publicly tried to ridicule her, troll her. That is not going to bode well in 50's favor when he goes for this sole custody. I mean, there's so many elements as to why people always think just because you got money, it's a slam dunk. It's not. It's not just a slam dunk. He has been constantly ridiculing this lady, putting her down as a mother. And given what's going on with this whole P. Diddy, people have a lot of empathy for women. With this Me Too era, people know that these women have been victimized. They've been abused. This is not going to look good for him. I mean, and it's online. So I really feel that she has a very strong case as to why 50 may not get sole custody. Maybe he'll get joint custody. I don't know what their current custody situation is, but just based on these allegations, unless she has a history of neglecting that kid, it's just not a slam dunk case for 50. Also, I was doing some research, and just a sex worker does not necessarily bar you from being a parent. So, I mean, that's true, because in some states, prostitution is legal, like in Vegas, Nevada, So being an ex worker in and of itself does not mean that you're an unfit parent, So that's another thing that 50 is going to have to deal with. But there's also, let me go here. So publicly, she has responded to him saying that, you grape me. And 50 is saying, no, those are just lies. And you're just saying that because I want to file for sole custody. But here's the problem with that. This article is back from 2013. And Daphne had come out and claimed that 50 had done something to her back in 2013. So now if this was a new allegation, because now they're saying, in the public and in the media, people are saying, oh, Daphne Joy has come out and she's making new allegations and new claims against 50. No, these things were dormant because there was nothing happening. But in 2013, apparently, and I don't even remember this because I wasn't a big 50 Cent fan. I like his music, but I just didn't follow his career like that. So I guess back in that time, it says 50 is facing possible 5-year jail sentence. The rapper's own lawyers say they are investigating. 50 Cent has denied the claim that he kicked his ex-girlfriend during a recent argument at her home, despite prosecutors' announcement that the rapper has been charged with, violence and vandalism. 50's lawyer said there was no warrant. No warrant has been issued, and they're conducting their own investigation. So they go on to talk about it, that the police were called to her condominium. 50 Cent had already left, and he ransacked the apartment and stuff. And so apparently there was evidence that her apartment had been ransacked and everything. And so 50 was charged with 5 misdemeanors. Now, apparently, I don't know if the charges got dropped. I don't know if they settled out of court, but he never went to jail or prison for any of this, as far as I know. So probably behind the scenes, they pieced it out, because even after all of that occurred, they have family photos together. Apparently they, shared some time together after that. They did family events. So we know that at some point after all of these allegations, they were cool again, right? But the other problem with this is that 50 has a long-standing history of going after his other son, his older son, online. And also, they're going to be able to bring up, excuse me, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. They're going to be able to bring up 50 Cent. It says 5 years ago, 50 Cent. Now, remember, this is from 2013, so 5 years before 2013. 5 years ago, 50 Cent met police following a dispute with a different ex-girlfriend. So now what they're going to be able to build is a history of violence and a pattern of abuse against 50. Shaniqua Tompkins claimed that the rapper set a fire. Now, I do remember this. Set a fire that engulfed the house where she was staying in Long Island. And although no one has ever been charged with the arson, police denied 50's claim that he had been cleared in the matter. After multiple delays, 50's fifth album, Street King Immortal, is expected to end this year. So basically, 50, he's out here trolling Diddy. I didn't even realize all of his domestic issues that he's had in the past. He's out here trolling Diddy, but sir, you were just as bad. You have a history of being allegedly, abusive too. Not only that, y'all know, ladies. Now y'all know. Let me look at the. Was she with Diddy? No, she started dating Diddy after this relationship with Diddy, because Diddy, I did a live last night and I went through the history of Diddy. Diddy has dated a lot of his ops girlfriends. So he dated his baby mama, Sarah Chapman, that she dated Tupac back in the day. Now remember, he hated Tupac. They weren't cool. So he ended up dating her, got her pregnant. Of course, that was after Pac was gone. Remember, he dated Al B. Sure's girlfriend, Kim Porter, which Al B. Sure and Kim had a child, which is Quincy, and he pretty much helped wreck his career. That's another person. And then, this is another one, Daphne Joy. Can't stand Diddy. Can't stand 50 Cent, but you're going to go get his baby mama. So Diddy has been doing this for years. So no, she wasn't dating 50 Cent at that time. This is after all of their problems. So I believe that 50 is going to really have a hard time getting custody, because his character is going to be called into judgment as well. It's like, how are you pointing fingers at everybody when you got all this ish in your background? So that's a lot of the allegations against 50 Cent. I didn't know. Let's see. Tawana says that is crazy. All of it. It's very wild. It's so sad, because like some people are saying, you got to think about the kids. People are saying, well, when you guys are doing these videos and talking about it and giving commentary on Diddy, what about the children? And I totally get it. This is really going to destroy a lot of kids. All of these celebrity children that, Diddy's daughters, the twins, people are feeling sorry for them. Now, people were talking about Justin and King, Diddy's older sons, but they're adults, but the girls are still in school. I think they're still in high school. Maybe they're last year in high school. So how are they going to deal with this? They were at the airport when he was in Miami. They got to go to school. They got to go online and see all of this. It's kind of hard. And now Sire, who's in the middle of this with 50 Cent, why would he even take this time to go public with, I'm gonna sue for sole custody? What are you thinking, sir? What are you thinking? This is not a game. And I think also 50 Cent, we know that he hates Diddy, but I know he's got to be embarrassed. I don't care what you say. You talking about this woman. I didn't know you were a sex worker. Well, you gave her a baby, sir. Y'all had a child together. That shows a lot about your character and judgment. It is a reflection on you. You got to remember, all of these people are about promoting these fake images, these influencers. And so now we can say your baby's mom is a ex-worker. That don't look good when you're doing business. It really doesn't. I would have kept a low profile. I mean, I really feel like 50 should have just been quiet about it. Uh, even if he was planning to get some kind of custody, or it's not. And the thing about it is, custody is generally not going to go from 0% to 100. You're not, unless it's some drastic change in your lifestyle. So for him to think that just because there are these new allegations against her, she's an ex-worker. If this woman has been providing a safe home for her son, they're not just going to take that kid from the mother like that. It would be a step-up program. See, a lot of people don't even know that. They don't just snatch the kid up unless there's something, the kid was endangered and, something really, really tragic happened. Other than that, he would get some increased visitations, like shared custody, but it wouldn't be 100% sole custody. Tawana says 50 don't want that kid. He's just, yet, and you know what, Tawana, I try not to bring my own case into these, but these are things that I'm passionate about, the custody. I interviewed Melody from Love and Marriage Huntsville because of the stuff that she was going through with her custody. And years ago, 2019, I had started reaching out to her, giving her support on IG because I had went through it as well. When these men, when you've been the custodial parent and you have been taking care of your children, and all of a sudden, if something happens, they only do this to hurt you. They are only doing this, I mean, half the time, because if you really wanted to be a parent in that involved in the kid's life, you would have had probably joint custody already. She wouldn't be able to say you only see your kid 10 times in 2 years. That's not even on a monthly basis. That's like once every couple of months, right? And she's in close proximity. And she says that she moved there so that he could have a, so that he could be closer to his son. And you got money and means and you still can't do it. I mean, we got some men saying, I was working and I couldn't fly there and I couldn't get to my kid. There's no excuse. And we already know that you a shitty ass parent, excuse my French, because look at how he was going at it with his own son. His son was asking for some money or something, and then he starts going with his son online as if there's no connection. It was just weird. I mean, it was just weird. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he was talking to his son as if it was some grown ass man on the street that he doesn't share DNA with. Very weird. Yeah, well, you know what? I think he's going to drop it because I really feel like he ain't going to have a great leg to stand on. He's going to have the money. He's going to have the attorneys. And depending on where he filed, because every state and have their own laws per their jurisdiction and stuff. But I really believe any attorney, any stand-up attorney would tell him, right now, you have no basis for getting sole custody. What has the mother done? I mean, she's been accused of something. Again, like I stated earlier, has she ever been incarcerated? Has she left this kid alone? I don't know if y'all remember Drea, the one who's pregnant now with that, I think Drea's 38, 39, and she's pregnant with that NBA player's baby, and he's like 21 or something. Remember years ago, maybe a decade ago, Drea was dating Chris Brown, and before she got on Basketball Wives, and she left that child home alone. I forget how old the child was. I think some people said he was 7 or 8 or something. I can't remember. If y'all remember the age, please drop it in the comments. But remember, Drea left that child alone. It went public. CPS got involved, and I believe her mom, the little boy, went to stay with her mom. Now that's an extreme case. You out leaving this kid at home while you go party. He's cooking for himself because I think the little boy was doing Cheerios and climbing up on the counter to feed himself. Under those circumstances, oh yeah, not only should they take the child or put the kid in a different environment, but you should be doing some jail time, ma'am. Anytime you could go leave a 7 or 8 year old home alone while you go hang out and you partying, I mean, even if you working, even if you're, working, that's still very negligent. But at least it's like, well, damn, she's trying to provide for her child. But you out here shaking your, trying to get a celebrity, get a payday. No, no. I believe that's so reckless. Tawana says, oh, and by the way, for those of you that are in the chat, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Please share. And please come back. Okay. But Tawana to Inspire has a YouTube channel. Y'all go check her out. Go look. Tawana, you want to put something in the chat? Drop your link. I don't know if they'll be able to click on it, but go ahead and drop the link and just kind of put a little bit about what your channel was about, right? Yeah, so do that. And Grape Tea News, I don't know if he's still here, but you guys go check him out as well. And again, to Victoria earlier, Victoria Martin, thank you for joining. She said QD TV sent her here. Shout out to QD TV. Thank you. And Victoria, thank you for coming. Thank you guys for even being part of the chat. But yeah, Tawana, go ahead and drop a little bit about your channel in the chat for everybody. But yeah, I know 50 is just doing this to hurt this woman. And I wanted to go back and say, somebody said, oh, okay, Tawana, I get a little bit, look, I got to try to do all this stuff. I'm still getting used to this. She quit the show. Yeah, so I've been watching Basketball Wives probably since the very first season. And I know that she quit the show. And I think she actually has 3 kids. And it's like this, even the second kid she had, I believe she wasn't the greatest mom, right? But yeah, I know that she quit the show, and I don't know why she quit the show. From what I recall, she quit a few years ago, and I think she was saying it was too much drama. Tawana, if you know something different, let me know. But I believe initially she said it was just too much drama, too much stress, and she was just done with it. What I believe is that Drea was trying to get that money. Drea got her body done. She always keeps a baller, a millionaire. She's very well taken care of. She's a kept woman. That's what they do. Victoria is saying, yes, ma'am, 100. Yeah, this is just crazy, and it's sad. It's sad to see how all of these people affiliated with Diddy, it's just all coming to a head now. And the thing about it is a lot of people are coming forward saying, oh, yes, when I was with Diddy back in the day. It's like, I understand why people don't say stuff, but some of this stuff could have been avoided if people would have just came forward sooner. A lot of people didn't come forward because it was all about money. As long as it's not being done to you, then it's like, oh, you turn a blind eye to it. Like some of the security guards that were involved, when these men knew that these women were being raped and that they were, putting drugs in the drinks, y'all were okay with that, and now that these men are fathers and they have daughters, oh, now it's like, oh, that was horrible. Y'all knew it was horrible back then and you didn't do nothing. You knew it was horrible back then. You got to be so careful in these environments. I know a young lady, she was in Miami. This was a few years ago. Excuse me. And she was very attractive girl. She was partying with these like NBA players or NFL guys. I don't know, because her mom was telling me the story. But anyway, she was with them. It was some girls, it was around the spring break time, and the guys let them in to their their little VIP area. Well, some of the girls got a little tipsy, and a couple of them, after it was over, got really, really sick. And what we believe, what the mom thinks happened is that these girls may have they put something in their drinks. And, these are young, impressionable girls. It's spring break, and, they're having a fun time. And you got these grown men, because these are athletes. They were athletes in this VIP section, and they know when to do it. In Miami, they get these girls, and these girls are young, and they're, oh my God, it's so-and-so. And you think you're doing the most, you're doing your big one because you're allowed to sit in the VIP, when all along they, dropping stuff. Their plan is to have their way with you, So it's just really scary. So let me read what Tawana is saying. Hold on, Tawana. I got to cough real quick. So Tawana to Inspire said, and it's DIY, do it yourself. My channel is pretty much natural healing from cancer. I don't know if we could say cancer, girl, but anyway, cancer to heartburn. How to make things from deodorant, shampoo to whipped butter, etc. I have spent years studying healing disease, and I think that's great. Do you plan to start having your products in any kind of a store? You know, because I'll be seeing these women where, like, you know, they just started mixing up stuff and actually end up in Target. I've read a lot of stories like that, and I did see your something on your channel. It was a feminine product, and you were showing how to make certain. I think it was suppositories or something. Anyway, yeah, it was really good. I did check it out. So y'all go over there. She's got some great ideas. Go check it out. Victoria is saying, wow, that's awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw that your channel, and you know, if you have, since you have your YouTube channel, I don't know if you promote your products and sell them, but you know, you probably should be, you know. I mean, that's what a lot of people don't realize. YouTube initially was kind of started for people to promote products, to be influencers. Victoria Martin says, Oregon, it's very normal on natural. Okay. Oregon is very natural. So I'm probably missing out the Oregon part, but maybe you're saying you're from Oregon and you're into natural products. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because you know, sometimes it's hard to okay, products. Okay. Products is okay. I'm waiting for you to finish that. Cause I'll be trying to decipher stuff. You know how things get lost in the translation. When you're doing YouTube, Tawana, you could probably speak to this as well. When you're trying to do a live, you're trying to look at the chat, you're trying to look at your screen. And I mean, after you do it enough times, it gets easier. But if you don't do it every day, and that's what I'm trying to train myself to do it more frequently, it's like you be off topic, you be going all around the place. So, you know, whoever is on here thinking about starting a channel, just jump in and do it. You know, I do better with recorded videos, but I'm really trying to develop this skill. So I appreciate you guys being here with me and kind of riding out. This is a little rocky. I'm struggling, but I'm doing it. You know, get out your comfort zone. Do some ish you ain't done before. So for y'all thinking about it, don't think about it. Just do it. Tawana says, I have so many clients, I barely have time. I'm working on a few cleansing teas. Oh, really? Okay, so you said you have clients like what? Like, you know, like they have something concern or something, and you help them with it. And I'm asking about that because, girl, I get migraines. Okay, and if you got some remedies about that, I'm always online looking for, please help me. One of my girlfriends just told me she uses, God, I'm about to cough. Let me take a sip of water. She told me that she has an acupuncturist and that the acupuncture helps the migraines. I didn't know that. And I'm thinking about trying it, but I'm afraid of those needles. I'm like, I don't know about that. And Victoria, I'm giving you, you know how the little kids give you they take their little hands and make a heart? Girl, I'm giving you a heart because I appreciate that. Thank you. Victoria says, I'm doing great, girl. I know I'm not, but I appreciate the love. And we got to support each other. Right? Victoria says, we know someone does the needles. Wait, are you talking about the acupuncture? Oh, okay. You said yes. That's what I was scared about, because she told me that there are different size needles. I don't like needles, so I'm a little afraid to try it. And I was asking her, what parts of your body do they put them in? And she said it depends. And so she told me that when you first start, that they can use very fine, needles. I don't know. I'm thinking about it because these migraines have been killing me, and I have to find a solution. And they just want to throw medication at you, and I'm getting, scared to be taking everything. I prefer to be a little bit more natural about it, So yeah, these migraines. Do you know anything? I'm asking Tawana and Victoria. Do you guys know anything about the migraines or any remedies, home remedies? I've tried everything. And typically, my episodes last maybe about 4 days or so. So anyway, let me get back on topic because I know I will get off topic. Okay, Tawana is saying for migraines you can use berberine and feverfew. You may lack. Yes, I did see stuff about magnesium. Okay, I'm gonna look up both of those things that you just said and everywhere. And yes, they are not that bad. Okay, yeah, I really need to find a solution because yeah, I can't continue to deal with this because the last episode, this was a really bad episode that I had maybe a couple weeks ago and I had to miss work and everything. Yep, I've seen stuff about potassium as well. I don't know what it is, but I really got to get a handle on it because I don't know if y'all ever experienced it, but it can take you out. I can't work. I can just lay down and you just have to ride it out. And it got so bad that I thought I was going to have to go to emergency and I thought I was going to be unalived. I was like, I can't make it. Something's going to happen. And somebody just recently told me actually today that some person had been complaining of headaches and actually had a stroke. So that's all scary, you guys. But let me get back to 50 Cent and them because I know some people gonna be like, is this a medical channel? I thought y'all was talking about Diddy, 50 Cent, and Jay-Z, right? You get off topic all the time because y'all know people get in your comments and be like, you suck. People say so much. It's like, okay, I could take some constructive criticism, but damn, y'all be saying a lot. And then some people who be talking, it's like you go to their channels and it's like, well, should you even be talking about somebody? I seen your video. Oh, hey, Grape Tea News is here. Hey, Grape Tea, shout out. I told them to sub to you to go check your channel out, but you can also put in the chat anything you want to tell everybody. Grape Tea is saying he loves me. I appreciate that. We actually did a live together a couple days ago, so y'all go back and check that out. We're trying to support each other. We're trying to have a network of us YouTubers without all the drama, without all the backbiting and all that stuff. Just be supportive. Share the other person's page. Thank you for liking the video. Just be supportive. Cutie TV is awesome. I've taken some of her classes. She shouts you out. That is a great person if you're really looking to build your channel, if you're looking to learn different things. She's really good about that. So she's always offering classes and how to sell products, how to grow your IG page, all of that stuff. So Victoria and Tawana, Grape Tea, they're sending you love. Exactly. I don't do YouTube beef, me either. No. It's like I always say, if I can't claim you on my taxes, we don't have that much of a problem. So you. We ain't never got to talk in life again. Like for what? I'm not snoring in your face. Like too much energy. And my energy on the level of where I would be acting a fool generally is gonna be about a man. Okay. It ain't gonna be about some YouTube-ish. It's gonna be about a check I need from my job. Okay. It's gotta be something attached to it that means something to me. So that's my salary. And if I'm dating, okay. Other than that, like miss me with that. Like people spend too much time getting caught up in this drama, and I'm not doing that. Whatever you need to do, talk about me, that's fine. I don't got time for it. So Victoria says yes. So I said, if I can't claim you on my taxes, you. Okay, for real. What we got to argue about? Nothing. Grape Tea says, I love Cutie. I know she is awesome. Victoria says, I love Cutie and gang. Y'all, Grape Tea News has just given me, he said, I was like saying, I don't have a name for my channel or the people who subscribe to me. Like, what could we call ourselves? And he just off the top of the dome, he said, Scandalous Crew. I was like, what? We the Scandalous Crew, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with a little scandal. We sophisticated and nice scandal though, okay? We not the bad scandal. We ain't the kind of scandal where they calling you an ex-worker, which I'm not knocking that either. Do what you do to get your money the way you get it. It's not for me, but I'm not gonna knock other women. I talk ish on YouTube and we talk about current affairs and topics and stuff, but I really believe in letting people do their own thing. Do what you do. You know, who am I? I am not God. Who am I to be judging people like that? But yeah, I do talk a little ish on YouTube. YouTube is a different world. I never seen backstabbing like I see. I know I'm Gen X and we don't play that. Girl, I know. It's like, and the beefs be going on for days and months. Too long. About what? I mean, people that you ain't never breathed the same air. You ain't broke bread with them. YouTube, virtual beef. Are you kidding me? I mean, no. I remember one of the parents when my daughter was in school. These two women were having an argument, and she and me and her had actually had a little couple minutes, a couple words back and forth. And she said, well, me and so, girl, we was arguing for 3 hours. I said, 3 hours? Like, that's the only kind of energy I would reserve to be arguing with a man. If we got to argue that, like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like, what do you have to argue with another woman for 3 hours? Yeah, maybe I'm short-sighted. I don't get it. Victoria says 100. It's like, uck you. That's it. Argument done. We're done. Nothing else to say. Grape tea's in 100 too, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. Victoria says, I used to work in the hospital, but all work is hard. I worked in the hospital too. I used to work in a hospital, and it was a predominantly Black staff. All of our leaders were Black, baby. When I tell you, it was a mess. Everybody was going with everybody. People's wives. Have you ever worked in an environment where the police come up to the job because the man that's working there, the side chick, done contacted the? I mean, I saw everything. It was more drama than it was patient care. It was more drama than patient care. So Victoria is saying right. So Grape Tea. Oh wait, let me see what she's saying. My brother, sister, and auntie work in the hospital. They got man. I think there's something. I used to hear people talking about Peyton Place because they used to say it's Peyton Place. And if I remember, Peyton Place was somewhere where it was just a lot of drama. And I really need to look that up. But they used to say, yeah, girl, this is Peyton Place. But yeah, the people would literally, the employees, the staff, they would be having relations, working in the hospital. And you know how the EVS staff, the cleaning crew, would come and clean up areas. Child, before the patients would come, if a hospital room was clean, I done heard stories where so and so cleaned 314 at 5:30, and by 6:17, so and so was up in there. Yeah, y'all. I know everybody got hospital stories. Everybody, yes, girl. And the doctors sleeping. Whoo, yes, the doctors, the chief of staff. We even had one head nurse. She was white, and she had hired some of the staff. I can't remember the roles, but girl, let me tell y'all, this woman was like the chief nurse or something. I forget her exact title, but she was at the top. And the guy was part of the maintenance crew, doing stuff around the hospital. And he was a younger Black guy. She was an older white woman and married. Baby, they had a fling. Do you know that man filed charges against that woman? She lost her job, and he filed it against the hospital for inappropriate relations. And the problem with it is that, from my understanding, it was consensual. Although, I mean, it shouldn't be done, and she should have known her role. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's not just the men. The women can get in trouble too. Grape T says, I went the entrepreneur route. Yeah, I like the entrepreneur route. Now, the thing about the entrepreneur route is you got to be very dedicated, and you got to have your hustle on. I wish I had been more of an entrepreneur or more of an entrepreneurial spirit, but I'm the kind of person is I need parameters, because if you give me any leeway, I'm probably going to take advantage of it. Even like with this YouTube, I be saying, oh, I need to be more consistent. I need to do this after I work my 8 hours at work. And I'll be saying, coming home tired. I'll be like, girl, I'll be watching everybody else's YouTube channel instead of doing my own. So in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to have your grind and your hustle on. You really do. Not relations. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Relations, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. Grape Tea says, she was the head nurse. All right. Okay. Man, it was such a scandal. I mean, plus the fact that it was interracial because she was an older white woman and he was a young black man. When I tell you that man sued, and I don't know the outcome. I'm sure they probably settled, but yes. Hey, Mama G. She says, hi, celebrity scandalous in chat. Mama G, our new name is Scandalous Crew Girl. Yes, but we're the sophisticated scandals, okay? We do our stuff privately. We don't do like all these millennials putting all your stuff. How in our day, we do stuff discreetly, okay? So Mama G is shouting out Great Tea News. And then he's sending love back. Yeah, but all this stuff that people be doing online. I don't know if you are from the more I don't want to say older generation. I like how Wendy Williams says we are women of a certain age. Back in our day, you not putting all your ish online. Some stuff is not for public consumption, right? And your mama would tell you, don't talk about what going on in this household. I mean, what happened to all that stuff? You couldn't talk about nothing. Your mother you were very well versed on the fact, keep your mouth zipped. What happened in this house, stay in this house. Now, and I totally agree with that. Some kids, it's like their parents haven't really trained them on, what you should and shouldn't say. And I do believe, though, that, if kids are being violated, that they do need to be able to talk to teachers and, talk about things. But we were taught, you don't just go around blabbing all of our business out in the streets. You just didn't do that. You don't do that. You gonna have a problem. Victoria says, yes, that's how we was raised. I know. These women nowadays, if they man cheat, they gonna tell you how he cheated, how she got this she got the STD. Who gets on there and let people know you had something? Girl, that's not cute. Are you healing? Because what I want to say is half the ish they put on here, personal stuff, people be laughing at you. They use it for their own entertainment. Some stuff is I think one lady, y'all, this is crazy. I got to tell you this one. And I know I'm way off topic, so you guys please forgive me. One lady got on here. It was on Instagram. I forget which one, Shade Room or It's on Side, whatever. She said, ladies, I want to know something. When you're on your cycle, y'all already know, and you have on, do you take it out before you shower or do you shower with it in? I'm just going to have 2 seconds of silence. What? So, of course, people went crazy online responding to her. First of all, did you need to come to social media to post that question? So people were arguing back and forth. Some people thought it was ridiculous. Some people, for me personally, I was like, come on, man. I just felt like, are there not any women in your social circle? Maybe a mother. Okay, let's say you don't have a mom. Aunties. Okay, let's say you don't have an aunt. Female co-workers, friend. Like, there's nobody for you to get that kind of information. There's even YouTube now. You know what I mean? Like, so do they come online to really get real information? Or are you just coming online to make an ass of yourself? I don't know. I don't know. So Mama G says, and don't do anything you don't want on the front page of the newspaper. That's true too. Because everybody has a cell phone, right? So it used to be anything you say can and will be used against you, but anything that is recorded can and will be posted online. People will stand up there and watch something bad happen. Instead of trying to intervene or call 911, they're going to record it, huh? I mean, it's just things are so different now. Things are so different. Yeah. She posted it. I can't remember which site it was on. She said, an attractive girl too, young girl, very attractive woman. Do you do this or do that? Are you kidding me? First of all, do whatever you do. I mean, but if you got to ask those kind of questions, there's so many other sources and resources, even your gynecologist. I mean, come on. So not only do you question what's really going on with these young folks, it's like, where are the parents? What are the parents doing? I mean, I really do look at that, not to condemn people, because life can be rough for anybody, and only there, but for the grace of God, I'm not in some of these bad situations. But come on, ladies, some stuff we don't have to take to social media. I mean, just use a little common sense. Yeah, Mama G, eyes rolled. Like, what the hell is going on? Okay, see, Tawana, you saw it. She said, I seen it. She was trying to go viral. Okay, maybe that was it, but why would you even want to go viral for something like that? Because it makes people think that you're simple. And even if you go viral, it's not like you went viral because for something, that was clever or witty or something. You went viral. Well, I don't even want to say that word because that's not nice. Y'all, I'm not even going to say, I was going to say for stupidity, but who, a little child, that's not nice. That's not nice. So I ain't going to say it, but I did. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Mama G. Google it. You got so many resources, it was just, my daughter, she's young, 24. And I asked her, like, do that's not a conversation we've ever had. Like, I mean, that's just not, but I mean, of course I've raised her and taught her things, but it never dawned on me because I don't know, like, ladies, you kind of know how to take care of yourselves. I mean, I don't know. And she was like, just like me, like, why would the woman put that on, put that on social media? Who does that? To have people looking at you crazy. And then, I mean, now this one, I mean, now the only one who has really blown up and has done well was that, what's her name? Tessa or Risa Tisa. I get, cause I Tisa Tail. So I be getting the names wrong, but the one who said, who the F did I marry? That woman, her story, she has blown up, right? But again, and I mean, she's gone viral. That video has been watched over 100 million times. Like somebody said 400 million. I don't know, but it's been in the millions. She has even been picked up by a Los Angeles talent agency. She has, now that's gone viral. She's on Tubi. There's a movie about, no, Hulu, my bad. There's a movie on Hulu. I don't know. My daughter was telling me to watch it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if it's a documentary, but this woman has gone viral. Now, what my understanding is that she would have made close to 100,000 or maybe more, but for some reason she didn't follow the guidelines on TikTok, so she didn't get the money that she could have made. But I'm understanding that she re-uploaded it and in different forms, and so she may be getting paid now. But she's definitely getting deals from that. The who the F did I marry? But honestly, oh, you said YouTube is there for you. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I listen to other YouTubers throughout the day, like when I'm at work, when I'm working, I'll put it on. It's like a podcast, right? And you be laughing. And once you kind of have a person you like or whatever, and you start knowing the people in the chat, it's kind of cool, So I do listen to it. It kind of helps me get through my day. But that Ressa Tessa lady, I'm telling you, I don't think that I would get up and talk about how dirty or just like some of the stuff she said. And I do appreciate the fact that she's not embarrassed by it, and she shouldn't be, because things happen. But I mean, it's just like, I haven't even seen all the, I think it's 52 or I can't remember how many. And some people have watched all the episodes. I haven't. Has anybody seen all of them? Y'all let me know. Cause I keep saying, okay, I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna put it on one day. Cause I believe if you listen to all of it, it's supposed to be about 5 hours. That is a lot. Y'all, I'm opening up a soda because my throat is getting dry and I finished my water. Mama G is saying some of her stuff wasn't my, yeah, exactly. She didn't follow the guidelines. I mean, my goodness. I was thinking TikTok, like, this woman got y'all so much revenue, from the ads. Well, I don't know if they call theirs AdSense, but from the advertising, couldn't they have come up with some deal for her? But you know how these corporations are. It's like, nope, you were wrong, so nope, you don't get paid. I thought that was so wrong. But I mean, she's getting something. She's being compensated in other ways. Yes, her movie was on Tubi. That's what I heard too. Now, did you see the movie on Tubi? Because I looked for it, but I couldn't find it. If you know the name of it, could you put it in there? Because I really want to see it. They also on Tubi was the young lady in Cabo, Shanquilla Robinson. Her show was on Tubi. It's her story was on Tubi, and I understand that her family had tried to get it stopped, but they were unsuccessful. Oh yeah, thank you, Great T News. Please, y'all, like the video. Please like the video. Get me in the algorithm. And again, don't forget, Great T News, Tawana Inspire. I'm not looking at yet. Tawana to Inspire DIYs. And if there's anybody else, any other content creators, please, again, you could just post yourself in there. I'm cool with that. I don't even mind. Mama G says, I have not after 20 episodes. Yeah. I think I got to like 6 or 7. And people are telling me that you have to get deeper into it when it becomes shocking, because after after the first couple made sense to me when she was saying, well, it was COVID, and he was going to be moving, and I was like, okay, that's seeable, like if you're reading emails and stuff. But y'all, wait, hold on 1 second, I gotta cough again. I'll keep coughing. I think it's my allergies. Tasha K has his first wife on, I believe she's the first wife, or I don't think she's the new wife, but yeah, Tasha K has an interview with her, and I haven't seen the whole interview, but they're saying that man, that he was that he may be a pedo, okay, because certain things we can't say, and maybe he did something to her children. I'm like, oh Lord, no, this man is crazy. And the fact that they say every morning, okay, so Ressa, I did see the part where she was saying he would call an imaginary friend, I think Miguel or Michael, for years. And then the other wife, her son, he corroborated the story and said, yeah, he was calling a fake person while he was living with their family. How do you how does that happen? I don't know. I mean, that seems so gullible, but most people, if you're talking to the same person for years and we're living in the same house and we in close proximity, at some point, you're not going to put them on speakerphone, tell them I said, hey, even if I'm in the background. They didn't say it was work related, but you ain't never heard this man's voice. And this guy is living with you, and he's had an imaginary ghost friend for years. Come on now. We got to do, ladies, we got to do better investigations. We have to do better than that. You can't be living with somebody who having fake friends on the phone. And so what did he do? Just have dead air? I mean, this is too much. Tawana says, I only made it to 8 and then watch others review it. Yeah, I haven't. What? Some YouTube channels uploaded all those videos, and I guess they're monetized. I don't know. But if that's so, I saw one channel, she had like over 100,000 views off that woman's story. Now, for me, I was demonetized last year for reused content. So I'm like saying, how the hell she posts this woman's stuff, all 50 episodes and not be demonetized? I don't get that. That was kind of crazy, but yeah. Tawana, now see, I wasn't going to say it. See, why you have to, I was not going to say it. Tawana says, I was like, she couldn't have been that slow. Right. Exactly. Okay. I mean, okay, y'all can't see me. I'm behind a well, I don't even have an avatar up. And but I know my lane. I know the type of men that are attracted to me. I know my competition, because ladies, I don't care, men too. We all are measured up against something. The world is a big competition, period. Okay. So it's like you got to kind of know where you fit in. And I know that God works miracles. And I'm not talking about anything about looks or anything, but you kind of got to know when something is, I don't want to say out of her league, because that seems so not nice, but you kind of got to know where you are. You equally yoked? What's going on here, right? And just looking at that guy, he didn't seem to be that much of a catch to me. But when you're talking about this man is 6-figure and he's a corporate exec and all that, like, huh? And so, and I ain't lying, y'all. Yeah, come on now. Like, so if he's all it is, and you just kind of regular, okay? Because I work in corporate America, and I know I see some of these men that are like our C-suites, and them, a lot of them, and I'm not even talking about black men, but but even the black ones, let's say the black ones, and I went out with a couple a few years ago. One was a senior director, not in my company, another one. And these men are very high maintenance, okay? They educated, high maintenance, cars, where they live, all sorts of stuff. My personal experience, the one that I went out with, first date, he's eating a salad. Well, he says he eats salad every day for lunch. Well, I don't. I don't eat a salad. I do eat salads, but I eat, okay? And I got some hips and all of that stuff. So, I knew just based on the stuff that he was saying, and I'm thinking about being vegan and he exercised, man, we ain't gonna make it, okay? Because I'm not that kind of girl. So I'm just saying, you kind of got to know where you fit in. And I wish I was, but I'm not exercising every day. It's a struggle for me. I'm not going to the gym every day. When I was younger, I would try to go, but that's just not me. Being vegan, I could probably be vegan for about 6 hours. Yep. That's about it. And in terms of like being fit, I mean, I'm cute, I think, but I'm not a gym rat. That's just not me. And I'm gonna throw some weave on and some nails and all of that stuff. So there are just certain images where we just wouldn't work. So I don't know. Mama G says, can I explain? I just don't understand. If she was thinking that he was this high powered guy, like, were you going to these functions? Like, what was making you think that? Like, there's just certain things, like when you date these men and they tell you I'm this and that, you're seeing what kind of cars they pull up in. You're seeing where they live. Like, can you go to their office? Like, come on. And if you can't do none of that, then that's no. Then you should already know. Now, I had one, y'all. Now, this is not nice either. I have some insight. Okay. Back in the day when I was kind of like more into the dating scene, I'm not really tripping right about now. This one man, we met and then we exchanged numbers. He had on a shirt that said fireman. I was at like what do you call it? Those in the summertime when they have those little carnivals, outside carnivals and stuff. So he had on a shirt that said fireman. So I thought he was with the fireman's crew. He was a nice looking guy. His shirt said fireman. So I'm thinking he's part of the, to keep things safe, because there were, when those kind of outdoor functions in the Bay Area, they just have like the security police officers and you will see, just different people around. Right. So we exchanged numbers. We got to talking, I think a couple of times. And now, y'all, don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm not saying I'm bougie and all, but y'all, the man said he would be interested in us going out. I was like, okay, because I mean, he didn't sound bad or anything. He was articulate enough where the conversation initially was flowing. Okay, y'all sitting down. This man called me one time. I think it was like 2 a.m. We had only talked a couple times, and we talked about art and all kind of stuff, movies, books. I mean, he seemed very well read. This man was like, said, well, yeah, would you like to come over? And I'm just like, okay, it's 1, 2 in the morning. I'm not coming over anyway, because I don't do that. I really don't know you. You're still a stranger. We've only just been talking on the phone. He told me he live in a storage facility. Yeah, I just got quiet. I said, what? So let me circle back to Rissa. So I'm thinking, what about me made you think? And I'm not trying to be funny. And I'm not putting a man down because, again, but for the grace of God, there goes me. But yet and still, if you are living in a storage facility, should you even really be dating right about now? Like your focus, and you calling me at 1 in the morning, what the hell am I gonna do at the storage facility? Like, so now I got about 50 questions for you. First of all, now I'm pissed. Yeah, because what? Because now I'm looking at myself like, what in the hell? What's wrong with me? I mean, how did this man think, you know, that, huh? What did I exhibit to you to make you think that I would even be cool with that? I'm sorry. So, and then, so after I got past, like looking at myself, doing some self, uh, what you call it, introspection, then I'm like saying, okay, so now let me focus on you. If you are living in a storage facility, should you even be dating? But where are you showering? What's your bathroom? It's for to date? Come on, sir. And this man was in his 40s. So it's not like he was a kid. You got to know that we are thinking your hygiene. It's just so much about this that was a freaking red flag. Okay. Like I said, I'm not trying to be bougie, but it's some stuff I just can't do. No, I can't do that. Okay. But let me get back to these comments. So Grape Tea says, I don't drink, don't smoke, drink water. I work out every day. Been vegan since 2016. Started being vegan in 2012. So I do drink. I do social drinking. I didn't drink for years, when my daughter was coming up, because as a parent, I just always wanted to be cool. So I do social drinking. I don't smoke. I don't smoke either. I don't smoke cigarettes, and I don't do the, marijuana. I do drink water. I work out sporadically. I had a good spell, probably back in from back November to about January of this year. Then I kind of fell off because I was doing my your daily steps. I have the Fitbit, so I was doing my steps, so I kind of fell off. But I have a treadmill, all of that stuff. So I do. So I'll be good for a spurt, then I'll fall off. But also when I go to work, when I'm in the office, I try to do laps around the office. It's because I usually get there before most of the other employees. So I, do spend time just doing a quick little walk around the office. And yeah, being a vegetarian, no. Yeah. Even on my salads, I like a little meat. So I wish I could. So Tawana is laughing. Exactly, Great Tea. Storage. What the exactly? And see, and the thing about, and I know times are so rough now, because the Bay Area, Great Tea, because you're from here. People, it's so much homelessness now, but this was like a few years ago. So that's even before, it was before the pandemic. So, I mean, not to say that people weren't, struggling then, or, jobs weren't tight, but bro, you were walking around with a fireman's shirt on. So he definitely knew what he was doing. So you walking around kind of making women think that you got this position because firemen make great money, so he knew what he was doing. Victoria is laughing. Mama G is LOLing. Victoria is laughing, girl. I kid you not. Gym passes. The gym for me, like with my commute going to work and the stress of my job, and you know what? People always say going to the gym is good. It helps with your mental clarity. It helps with everything. And I know, but just even going to the gym for me is not, it's just too much. And now with all COVID and stuff, and then I'm the type of person, I am a hypochondriac. And if I read something, if I read that something about gout. If I read that somebody had gout, I got it, right? Like I said, I was on Tawana's when I was on her channel looking for these home remedies. If I read something that I've never heard, I end up getting it. Okay. I don't know why I'm a hypochondriac, you know. So y'all, I lost my thought just that quick. But yeah, so I saw something with this guy. He was at the gym and he, you know, was working out and he was like, oh, I do the gyms all the time, but now I'm a little bit more cautious because he was using the press bench or something. And he said he got some kind of a herpes or something on the back of his neck and it was spreading. I said, oh, Lord. So if I read stuff like that, you know, then so that bothered me. And this and I read a lot. If I read stuff about, you know, different worms and food and stuff, it'll make me not be able to eat, or, you know, I won't be able to do it. So yeah, no, I saw that about the gym and I was like, I'd rather do my own stuff at home. A roof is a reasonable requirement. Thank you, Mama G. And I'm not trying to even be funny because times are tough. But I'm just saying, I feel like as you're a certain age, a person of a certain age, there are just certain things that you should have established. Like you could even have a roommate. So I would, as a man in his 40s or over, I would be wondering, like, what have you done in your life? Maybe there's some mental illness. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but that would give me pause to want to date you. I mean, period. You know, if you're dating somebody, and I mean, and this is for the younger women, you really should only be dealing with men who are providers. I'm not saying they gotta, and men, don't get mad if there are any men in the background, because I know there is one here. I'm not saying that this man has to solely take care of you, but if you're going to blend your life with somebody, you need to have somebody who is equally yoked and a man who's able to carry his weight. And if something were to happen to you, because this economy, you know, a lot of women are listening to this new age stuff about, you know, you could be a full-time this and that, and you can if you find a man like that, but the odds are not in your favor. So let's just say you get a working man, you know, make a decent salary. At the very least, you want a man who has an income, and if something were to happen to you, he would be able to have your back. Now, I mean, and that's not a lot. That's not asking a lot. But these women dating these guys who don't work, and you giving them I heard people give them the income tax. I'm like, huh? Because the way I grew up, I'm an only child. I ain't never heard no ish like that. Give a man what? The way I was raised by my mom, you don't give a man ish. Okay. I mean, I know we kind of be giving away some, you know, il nana. Okay. But, you know, when it comes to the finances, no, you don't do that, because that's the problem. Do he want you because he really like you, or he want you because you financing him? And that's something I'm not into that. I will be lonely for the rest of my life if I got to give you a damn dime. We gonna go back to, if I can't claim you on my taxes, no. Igizzy says, wow. Mama G says gym passes is how they shower. Oh, what is that? What they do? Okay, Mama G, let me tell you this. Well, yeah, that's not gonna work, because if we're dating and I spend a night with you, you're like, where am I gonna shower? I gotta go to the gym. No, that's not gonna work. But I also heard, kind of circling back to this Diddy stuff, where these men are DL, down low. Did you guys know that a lot of the men go to the gyms and they get service? Like, that's a place where a lot of down low men and married men can go and have relations. So in my city in Oakland, there was a, I forget it's one of those popular gyms and stuff. They had started having to have security patrol in the spaces, the changing area for men, because there were so many men going in there having relations. For one, and this was pre-COVID. For one, because you don't have to get a hotel room. I don't know if they just don't want to be in the car, but yeah, they would go to the gym, and then in the locker rooms and stuff, that's where they would do it. So you get your quick fix. Your wife don't know. what's going on because you're going to the gym. You're going to get your workout on in 2 ways. Can y'all believe? I mean, all of this stuff is like, I was again, I'm like, oh my God, it's so much stuff. And, I'm older now. So I think I would have went crazy in my younger years if I had to be looking at, oh, did he go to the gym today? How long was he at the gym? I mean, it's just too much. Mama G says the world is way different now. It is very different because look at how the world is now. Back in our day, we were not getting in the car with strangers. Now there's Uber. Back in our day, you didn't want people delivering your food. I think the only places that delivered your food was like the pizza place and the Chinese food place. Now, any and everybody delivering your food. Some places have gotten better now where they put the little sticker on it. But one of my girlfriends, her daughter was working for DoorDash, and she was telling me how she ate some of the people's French fries. And I'm like, oh my God, you don't know how these people, their hygiene, they going in your food. Like, you got to be so careful. So I do use DoorDash, right? But what I told my daughter, because, I am a bit of a germaphobe. So I was telling my daughter when they bring the food, because we would sit it on the counter, I started telling her, don't sit the food. We have like a little chair that's little bar stools by the counter. I was telling her, like, don't sit it on our tables and places where we sit and eat because you don't know where. And I know some people are going to say, well, damn, if you got to be that worried, you shouldn't even be eating the food. But I'm talking about like the bags, because they bring your stuff in bags and stuff. I was saying, you don't know where they set it in their car. Sometimes they deliver your food. You can smell the marijuana on the, it's like, oh my goodness. I was cut back on my DoorDash. I mean, I did it a lot more during the pandemic, but it's just, you just don't know how people are handling your food. You really just don't. Mama G says, girl, for decades. That's why they had to shut down so many. Oh, yep, I've heard about that. Now, they also said Diddy. They're also, when some of these reports are coming out, that Diddy used to go to bathhouses and get his freak on. So I guess that's a popular thing to do. And I know in San Francisco, bathhouses were very big back in the 80s, but yeah, they did shut them down. And I think the shutdown was due to the HIV, because, they were just scared of transmission. And I'm not saying that you could get it that way, but that was one of the concerns, that they just didn't want, people passing on germs and stuff like that. Okay, Mama G said that. Delivery used to be, yes. And it wasn't that many. I mean, you're right. It used to be people who worked at the restaurant, and it was only a few. In my city, it wasn't that many. It would usually be the Chinese place. Like, you couldn't get a burger delivered. Not when I was growing up. I mean, that was that was unheard of. You could get some Chinese food, or you could get a pizza, and that was about it. Victoria says, I'm in the country, no DoorDash. Oh, really? Well, you lucky, girl. You lucky. My dad is from Louisiana, and he grew up in the country, and like he would never. I mean, they don't even eat, like, they don't eat fast food. Even now, my family that's back there, they don't eat fast foods and do all the stuff that we do out here. I mean, they just don't. And a lot of the older people live to be a little bit older. Tawana says, I've been stopped eating out. Yes, I'm OCD and I don't trust no one. A lot of my cousins do DoorDash and Uber Eats. Let's just say I never order. Girl. And another thing, Tawana said, like, she's OCD. I'm OCD too. Let me tell you, my family already knows when you are fixing my plate, you could look at my plate just so you can make sure you get the food on my plate. Don't talk while you, if you're dishing up my food, don't barely breathe. As a matter of fact, hold your nose and your mouth up and just dip put the food on my plate. My mother, man, me and my mother are cool, but I don't know. And that's my mom. She was fixing my plate one time, and everybody knows how I am about that. And she got to laughing, and even mom, it's like, mine, just laughed. I can't do it. Don't particles. I don't know what. I don't give a damn. I don't know what landed on my food. I can't do it. I was in C's. This was a few years back, and the lady was getting my candy, and she gonna start talking and ma'am, you got to put that whole you got to put that whole batch up because I can't eat it. I've seen you laughing and talking. I can't eat it. And when I go outside, I'm going to have to throw it away. So we going to have to start. You know what? And I told this lady, man, matter of fact, because she got mad. She kind of looked at me. I said, ma'am, you were laughing. And, she got a little hankty with me. You know, as the old people say, hankty. Yeah, they got somebody else to do it. She didn't want to help me, and I didn't want her to. So, I mean, I think people should be mindful. And, I really remember when we had COVID, people were wearing those masks. I think when you're serving food, it should be a standard now. Just have something over your mouth. You should. Mama G said, that's right. Victoria says, we cook. Yeah, that's how my dad is. He's like, y'all getting all this fast food. We didn't eat like that. We cook stuff. That's why y'all get sick. And microwave. That's another thing that they don't do that as much as we do out here. I don't have a microwave now. My microwave kind of caught on fire or blew up. And so we got rid of it. And I said, that's a sign. I haven't replaced it. So I put everything in the oven now. So, and I think it's healthier. Mama G says, I took my kids to Central America and there was no fast food. Oh, really? No place? Really? Now that's interesting because I've been to Italy and over there, we went to Venice and they had one McDonald's. They don't have a lot. They don't have fast foods the way we have it here, but they did have a McDonald's and my daughter was little at the time. So she wanted to go to McDonald's. And so, they kind of know because when you go to Venice or some of those smaller islands, you stand out, you African-American, you stand out. So the locals are around. And I remember like one of the Italian guys, he came out and he was like, you come all the way over here and you don't eat our food. Why would you do that? So it was kind of funny. He was like saying, you don't come to Italy and eat McDonald's, you eat Italian food. So that was kind of a cool thing. Yeah, other countries don't have it the way we do. And even their food looks different. Like you go to their stores. I have a problem when I travel. I'm going to be going to Barcelona and my daughter says Ibiza. I don't know. We going somewhere this summer. One of my problems is I have a problem with the food because it looks different. And I don't know how it's going to be there. But if you go to places like London and all those places, I mean, the labels are different. The food is different. The meats were different. The pizza in Italy was not the pizza I got at Round Table. So it's like you don't know, right? And I remember the first time I went to Puerto Rico, of course I was younger, and I was like, I want a taco. And it was like, you're wrong. You way in the wrong, you in the wrong place, ma'am. So yeah, I mean, food is different. Let's see. Tawana says, if you talk while you're fixing my plate, hold on. If you talk while you fixing my plate, I won't eat it. I know. I have to get there when the barbecue starts. I don't even drink on my guy plate. And we've been together for 15 years. Really? Okay. So see, you got it 10 degrees beyond me. Cause now when I'm with a man, girl, I'll drink and eat off his plate, but yeah, I'm with you. Don't talk over my food. And like strangers, and it's crazy because sometimes I be wanting to eat and stuff, but depending on how the people look preparing the food or whatever, but and you know what? To be honest, it's really. I mean, we laugh about it, but it's really limiting, because it really makes things hard because some people don't care. I see people going to the grocery store. They done push the basket, the dirty basket that everybody using. Will grab an apple, will grab all of their fruits and vegetables with their bare hands. I can't do that. I got to get the plastic, put the plastic, take your hand, pick up my stuff, and then fold it in and tie it. I cannot touch raw vegetables and fruits, even though you rinse them and wash them when you get home. I even have that vegetable spray. I think it's called Fresh or whatever, but how you spray your vegetables and stuff when you get home. I don't understand how people could do that. Do you not know that somebody could have just scratched their ass and start pushing that cart? Huh? Man. And y'all, we even go, listen, I don't went way off topic. I'm about to get off in a second. What about these people that go in the bathroom and don't wash their hands? I didn't want to call the police. Girl, you the reason we got COVID. Did you just not get up off that toilet and look in the mirror, give yourself a once over, and then just walk your behind up out of here? Are you kidding me? I be wanting to go to HR. I be wanting to post it all over. At one of my jobs, I even made a sign. Tawana says, I got rid of my microwave 4 years ago. It stops us from buying processed foods and Russian. Yeah, I just heat stuff up in the oven. Just takes a little more time, but that's what I do. Not in the places we took them. There wasn't, but there was oxen on the road. Oh, wow. Okay. I've never seen oxen. I've never been to Africa or places, some of the places where people go and they see the animals and they actually come up. If you go on a safari, that's something I would want to do. But again, I'm gonna have problems with eating. And my other problem, I have a problem with my food, people prepare my food, and I have a problem with going into public bathrooms. That's another thing that I have to worry about when I travel, because it's like, oh, I can't do it. Like my stomach gets sick. Tawana says, even ketchup and candy is sick. I know, right? Everything is so different. And if you have a problem with, how you want certain things done, OCD-ish, those kind of things make you say, oh, never mind. I'll just do some water. I won't eat. Great Tea News is laughing. Fruits and veggies all day. Yes. I mean, I do eat my veggies. Now, I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, but I do eat my fruits and my vegetables. When I want something sweet, I'll get an apple sometimes instead of just getting candy. Tawana says, and they will just walk around eating fruit. Girl, I know. Like, I've seen people get grapes in the, they just be eating through they eat through the store. It's like, oh, you at lunch on the store. You at lunch. You just by the time they get through the store, they done ate a whole meal, which is smart, I mean, now where I live, it's gotten so bad. Security, I mean, you really aren't supposed to apprehend them. I mean, we just recently had a case where I think security apprehended a woman, and now the security is being sued. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but yeah, you have to be careful. So security now in our local stores, they let people pretty much get away. They tell you don't tackle them, don't do anything. So, I mean, it's bad, but yeah, girl, they just be eating and doing whatever. I don't know how they do it. I mean, you pushing that basket. I even have to sanitize or get them little wipes before, I can't do it. Y'all, this is how bad I got it. When I go to the supermarket, and you know how you push the basket, and I wear glasses, right? One time I was pushing the cart and my glasses kind of fell. And I had a little panic attack because I was like, I didn't want to touch my glasses because I didn't have no hand wipes or no hand sanitizer to put my glasses back on, because I'm like, oh no, the germs are on my hand. I mean, I already know I'm pushing the cart, but I touching my glasses that I'm going to put back on my face. These are the problems that people that have these cleanliness issues suffer. It's like you got to prepare for all these little tragedies that happen throughout the day. Mama G says, what's your favorite fruit at Great Tea News? Yeah, Great Tea News, what's your favorite fruit? Mama G is looking like, girl, I know you crazy. That was her comeback. Wow. I'm probably behind on something. Yeah, but y'all, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the fun. Thank you for the interaction. Please hit that like button. I think I've been on here 3 days in a row, so I'm getting more consistent. They say if you do something for 30 days, you have a new habit. So I'm going to try to get a new habit. That's why you wear contacts. I tried wearing contacts before, but then, girl, I read something that said that them contacts could give you eye lesions, and I had to stop. I can find something for anything. My friends be like, you be reading too much. Well, here's the thing. My mother was a nurse practitioner for pediatrics NP, nurse practitioner. So I grew up hearing a lot of medical stuff. So I feel like it kind of influenced me to just know how much danger is out there. And when you work in the hospital, You also know the level of germs because we used to do the ATP testing, which is testing surfaces for bacteria and stuff. And the hospitals were filthy. Believe it or not, like the hospital, I know y'all probably say, girl, we don't want to hear that, but I'm gonna just tell y'all this, then I'm gonna jump on up off. The hospital curtains, like we had to test surfaces for the patients, the tables when you're in your hospital bed, and then the curtains that separate you from the other patient in the room. It wouldn't be visible by the naked eye, but when we would do the testing, there would be so much bacteria, like 1,000% more than what it's supposed to be. There would be remnants of blood that when they would swipe and do the testing, that you couldn't see. So just over and over, those things were not being, even though they would clean them, it just was never clean enough. So by the time I left the hospital, they started getting disposable, curtains for the patients and stuff, to cut down on some of the bacteria, because a lot of people get staph infections and stuff just by being in the hospital. You get sick from being in the hospital. So by the time I was leaving, they were introducing new techniques to stay kind of clean. Okay, y'all. Well, thank you for keeping me on here for an hour and 30 minutes, and I appreciate all the engagement. Y'all, please go check out the other content creators, and hopefully I'll be back tomorrow. I'm trying to be consistent. If you do something for 30 days, they say you got a new habit. But y'all, I've exercised for 30 days and I still fall off, okay? So they lied about that. But I'm going to try. So everybody, you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time. And thank you for joining. Bye.